that's right.
Okay, you are live.
Good luck.
You couldn't see the kiss, but just know that it happened.
Mm-hmm.
Daughter,
I was there.
Daughter Vaughton is feeding our son, so.
Right. My other son. Yeah.
Alrighty then. Let's get started today. As always, we have Amos over here that you will hear periodically crying. He's
Born yesterday.
Born yesterday at 9 p.m. Election day.
Yeah, I was trying to avoid that, but it happened.
Yep, he came, and it was a great, no issues success.
See, my water broke at like 5:15 in the morning.
Yes.
I had contractions
most of the day.
All day long until about 4:30 when they started to intensify. And then we had really, really, really hard labor for about 90 minutes. Delivery was about half an hour.
Yep.
We had a really weird sonic boom that happened in the middle of that.
Yeah, we did. But when she was in the middle of trying to give birth, there was a really weird sonic boom or missile launch or something, and it shook the house. It made a really weird sound on one of our water troughs. You just heard that going.
Yeah. Really strange. When I had my back to the thing, it felt like it was coming from like China Lake.
Edwards,
that out in the desert.
Probably Edwards, because that's where this missile launch was supposed to take place from the test flight.
I said Vandenberg.
That's where there were planes flying out of that were doing test flights.
That would be that way.
Yeah.
I felt it that way. But yeah, so we had a home birth. No medications.
No issues.
It's horrible, but it was quick and
6 pounds 5 ounces.
Yeah, it's about the same as the firstborn, and
it's baby Amos Nathaniel DeLune. Is his full name. So we're good. And then obviously we all know that the election took place last night too, and apparently Trump won by a landslide.
Yeah. Pretty interesting.
Yeah, it was. And it's good. We don't vote here, but it still is good that he got in office over her.
Yeah. It's like it was noticeable with the Republican last time being in.
Yes,
our
it
life
was.
Didn't change. No. With the Democrats being in, our life has changed.
Yeah, it moved stuff around on us, and it just
shit's expensive.
Yeah.
Taxes were bad. We didn't get our taxes for like 3 years. We have more problems with government authorities and them trying to do more licensing. And
yes.
It's been
a mess.
We'll see.
So we'll see what Trump brings to the office and what he can do. I mean, he already did a good job.
Yeah.
He had a good term that.
It's like I don't know much about like the external policies, but I do know that at least here things were better and things seemed much calmer and more prosperous than this is the United States as a whole. So
yes.
We'll see.
So
but, either way, we've always even when even when a Democrat got into office, it was just like, okay, well, whatever, we just move on with our life and we accept it.
Yes.
Obviously, that's not possible for some people.
No, it's not.
So, because I hear it now, that's what this live is about, right?
Yeah, this live, I was doing research and I found all of these different liberals freaking out over Trump being in office and how their life is going to change. So I figured, well, let's put a compilation together here. I've got Curly Boy Chuck, one of the guys that we listen to, Mediocre. He's got a good one. Also, Mediocre. I told him on one of his lives a while back that we were having a baby and we were waiting. And so he told me, he's like, hey, he was like, I see you LongWalker's live. He said, get back to me when you have the baby. And so I just had posted it this morning on one of his videos he just did. And he said, check out my live here in just a little bit. And I did. And he gave me a big old shout out on there saying, it was about 20 minutes in. And he was going over all of the people and all of his MT army. And he did a big old nice thing for me.
Yeah,
so
really cool.
It was pretty awesome to see that.
Well, let's try to get it and clip it so we can play it next time. That was really cool.
It's Mediocre tutorial and reviews.
It was one of the first Manosphere, Red Pill sort of channels. And I always liked his stuff because it was just kind of like middle lane. He's not like extreme like Andrew Tate sort of thing, but just balanced.
Yes.
He was doing some. I mean, he's done some pretty good stuff.
Last I saw, he was still alive, but now like he's been covering this Pop the Balloon dating game show.
Yeah.
That he's like been going live with all for a long time now, and it's on that one that he actually talks.
It's
mentions
entertaining,
us.
but it's I don't know. I like when he does like the interviews with Elon Musk and Jordan Peterson and stuff like
Yes.
that. That's
Yes. And I've been part of his MT Army now for just a year now.
Yeah.
It just turned a year, so. But he's been great content. I mean, if you need somebody else to check him out, definitely.
Yeah.
So we had that fun excitement too. Then we've got Wolf Boy Productions here, Guru, who is now a big brother. Have anything to say?
It's interesting. It's cool.
Wow.
Yeah. He sits there and he stares at it the whole time.
I'm obsessed.
He's not obsessed with the new baby. He's always.
It's his best personality.
Yep.
He's also at 2,000 subscribers.
Yes, he is.
2006.
He just got over to 2,000 subscribers, so hopefully he can continue that and get up there in his name. I mean, he's
working hard.
He's surely been beating us.
Oh yeah.
But he puts in the work for it, so I'm very proud of him for that.
He's been doing a lot of lives, been doing a lot of videos.
Yes.
Doing at least one video a week. He set all of those up before birth for this exact reason. And it's been good. He's been doing really good with that.
Yeah, for sure.
What's it?
No, I just was handing it to you so you could have it. All right, I am going to get started then. We've got, Simp Saver Sam to start us off with. Told you we got one from Mediocre Tutorial and Reviews today, Curly Boy Chuck, and I've got one from Matt Walsh. This is just some of the good ones that I think that we'll enjoy. So let's get into it.
People crying on the internet about it. So grab your popcorn and buckle up for this one, boys and girls.
America is full of idiots. The dumbest people in the whole world. What is wrong with you? What is happening?
Are you serious?
You're a victim.
I'm sorry. No! Why? Do you really hate me that bad?
Stop it.
Wow.
Get some help.
All right, guys, it's time to go to bed. None of us are stressed about the election, right?
Yeah.
We all are gonna just go have the best night's sleep of our lives, aren't we?
Well, the quicker you get off social media making these videos crying about it, the quicker you can get some sleep, can't you?
Yep.
This is not the crisis situation I imagine.
No. He's in the bathroom on the phone.
It always makes me laugh how people record themselves crying and then they add the sad Billie Eilish music over the top. Like they're trying to amplify the sadness of the video, but it's more comedy gold, isn't it?
I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done with you. I'm done with you and your mother and your sister. I'm just done with all of this.
What a good neck. The only good thing I could say about that. They can't handle this.
No.
Go.
If y'all have never watched American Horror Story, I recommend watching the one called Cult.
That's a very good one.
It was about the previous election with Trump, and this does not exaggerate it.
No, it doesn't.
There was people just freaking out like that on there, and then like extremists from both sides. It was a really, really good one.
I do believe, though, that some of these people seem to be doing it for attention only.
Yeah, looks like it. Yeah.
I mean, they're over the top to the point that I can't
take it seriously.
Imagine that it's real.
I don't know, though. I mean,
it could be. Don't get me wrong. There are some that it actually does affect that way.
You saw our neighbors.
Yeah. But I mean, some of them,
it just looks like satire almost.
Yes, the most.
Guys, we literally don't even have to panic. We literally don't have to freak out right now. We don't even have to Like, we don't have to freak out. We don't have to freak out because it's not even real. Because, bitch, recount the vote.
Sensational.
Guys, I just voted, and
Look
I
it.
chose.
And this reign of terror now.
I chose family. I chose women. I chose America. I love you.
Then you have to
We're moving on.
accept it.
I'm moving on. We're moving on.
I love all of this. Let's do it. Let's do this.
You don't have to keep them away.
I just find this stuff fascinating and cringy at the same time, that there's fully grown men crying on the internet about something. You need to grow up, man. What the hell's wrong with these people?
You can watch it as you. Watch it. Our food's here.
Grow up. Grow up.
Grow up.
Yeah, you grow up.
You were wrong. It's an utter betrayal for anybody that is not a cisgendered white Christian.
Right?
If you voted for that man, if you voted for anybody other than Kamala, and you live in one of the states that it was, close, or if you didn't vote, fuck you.
Hear that?
Fuck you. I don't.
This woman, she was like, if you voted for Trump, if you voted for anybody but what's her name? Kamala, and it was, you live in a state where it was close, or if you didn't vote.
Yeah, see? And it's like our own neighbor, she used to literally just point her finger at us and say, when we said we don't vote because it's against our religious policy.
Yeah.
Well, you're part of the problem.
I know. They
It's like,
truly think that. I mean,
it's like, I don't see a point in taking part in this charade,
yeah.
I don't want to hear about how shitty your life gets under his policies. Live with that decision. Sit with it. Let it make you uncomfortable.
Here?
Fuck you.
I could care less about politics, and why can't we all just be like, everyone's entitled to their own opinion. If they want to vote for so-and-so and they want to vote for so-and-so, who cares? Everyone's entitled to an opinion at the end of the day. These people getting that upset about other people and their lives and their votes, it's just weird to me. It really is. Like, the amount of hate these people have for other people because their opinion doesn't align with theirs. Man.
Be careful, baby.
Not again.
Yeah, dude.
I think we all saw this coming. If Trump won, everyone who voted for him, they're going to be labeled as a misogynist because it's a woman. They don't want to see a woman in office and all that BS.
As long as it wasn't Inder.
If you sat there and you voted for Trump, a felon, over Kamala because she was a woman, you're disgusting.
You're disgusting.
You're disgusting.
I don't think labeling someone as disgusting is the way to do it, mate. Some people have just got different opinions as you. Get over it.
Yep. Yeah, Sancho. Yeah, not gonna lie, I didn't take the vote. I don't care for either of the candidates, but I know Trump is the lesser of the two evils.
Yeah, that's pretty much where we're at.
Yeah, and we really don't care about it anyway. I mean,
It's not our
It's not our area.
Yeah, it's what we call Caesar's world. You know, it has nothing really to do with us.
No.
But it's just good to kind of be informed and
Yes.
just kind of watch things from the sidelines and see.
Let's see
What happens. You know?
But as we said, Trump, when he was in office the last time, he did good.
Yeah.
You know, nothing really changed.
Yeah, at least not
He
for
kept everything good. I mean, he did well. So why change something that?
I mean, honestly, he bugs me. I mean, and the way that he seems much more humble now. He seems a little bit calmer than he did the first time. But it's like just in general, I just don't like the pompous attitude. But
yeah,
that doesn't really have anything to do with him and the job that he can do. You know.
No.
So, but like her, she was just trying too hard. And she's like permanent troller face.
Well, and
really weird cackle.
We already know what she's gonna do.
Right.
She's vice president right now.
Right.
The same stuff that's in effect right now is going to stay.
Yeah, because it's the same administration.
Exactly.
You know,
and that's not working.
Right. You know, they gave her a little bit of leeway when they said, well, you know, it's like, you know, she hasn't done anything yet. Well, she's the vice president. She can only do so much. But nothing's going to change anyway because it's the same damn administration.
Exactly.
And she didn't even do good with the job.
I know.
Guys, how the fuck are we back here again? How the fuck are we back in this same situation again? Who the fuck is voting for him?
LongWalker family.
Genuinely.
Friends who are both always like a little bit of knuckleball.
Yeah.
They try not to paint that demographic. They try to say that ethnic people are Democrats, but it's not the experience they've had out here in Nevada. These people are dumb.
They are.
They should not be wrapped up in that. Just, you know.
Somebody please let me know when the blue starts to shift. When does the blue start to shift? Somebody let me know when the blue starts to shift, please.
What the hell are you talking about?
I hate to be the person that gets on here and cries.
Oh, no, you don't.
No, you don't.
But this could break me and my parents apart because they just don't understand what they voted for and like what it means and the bigotry and hatred that they stand behind and how I like am trying to be a good person. I'm not Catholic like they are, which is ironic because it's like religion's supposed to make you love. But I could see it like breaking me and my parents apart because they just don't get it and they don't get that they voted for someone who's gonna make my friends' lives hell. My life's okay. I'm a white woman, but my friends are not gonna be okay.
If you're really going to cut off a relationship with your parents who brought you to the dance in the first place over an opinion, that's wild. You know, your parents can vote and have an opinion on whatever they like. You're going to stop talking to your own parents because their opinion doesn't align with yours. You know, like if I was in these people's position where I had to vote, I voted for someone, whatever, and my parents voted for another, I could care less. I respect their opinion. They're still my parents at the end of the day. Some of these people are nuts.
Didn't they record this?
Yeah. Of course they do.
What the hell is wrong with you people?
I just don't understand why we can't have a female president. Like,
oh my God,
why not?
Don't even get me started there.
Like, how much more qualified?
As Dr. Martin said, don't even get us started there on the female president to begin with.
Yeah, like not too many ups and downs. Too many. I mean,
Yeah.
so maybe if you're past a certain age and you've gone past menopause or something, it can work. I think that like Italy at one point had a female president or something, and it worked out for them. But I think. I don't know. But, you know, it's like,
Yeah.
I don't want to get started with that one.
Yes.
No way.
And intelligent and like perfect for the position do we have to be? Like, why? Why?
See, I've mentioned this before, that there's a lot of people who were voting for her just because she was a female. They didn't even know what she stood for,
Yep.
her policies, all that stuff. They wanted to vote for her just because she's a woman, purely on that fact.
All the girls and gays unite. I need a collective group hug. I'm about to start screaming like Sarah Paulson and Colt from American Horror Story.
Stop it. Get some help.
My heart breaks for all the women in America today. Why can't people just be smart? It says.
Guys, I have to keep removing the audio from the clips because all these sad videos of girls crying and people getting upset, they keep listening to sad music, Billie Eilish and that, so I'll just get copyrighted. Like, these people videoed it and then tried to find a song to match the whole theme. I don't get it. I really don't.
Girl to bawl my eyes out over an election, but I bawled my eyes out over this one. I'm disgusted. I'm disappointed. I am angry, but I'm here to remind you that there are still good people out there. There are good people who wanted to see change, who care about you, who love you, and who will fight for your rights. The work does not stop. We are not hopeless, and we have to love each other and continue to do work in our communities. The fight is not over. It will never be over, but I'm sending so much love and just feel whatever emotions you need to feel. And then we have to get to work.
266. I'm physically going to be ill. 266. What in the Alice in Wonderland nightmares is going on right now?
Is anyone else having a meltdown? I don't know how to do this. I don't know how to wait. I'm so stressed. How you can't look out into the world, into the people of this country and see what's happening.
God.
And how hard we're all fighting for rights not to be taken away from people.
Right.
I go from hysterically crying 1 minute over...
It's funny how these people want to call them rights that they're fighting for.
Yeah, it pretty much comes down to trans rights and abortion rights.
Yeah.
And they just don't understand that, like Trump said multiple times that he has nothing to do with abortions. He said he's going to put it back in the hands of each state.
Yes, which is exactly what it should be.
And the same thing with, I don't know about the trans thing, but I mean, obviously he's pretty inclusive because he's had like gay weddings
at
the White
the White House and
right?
everything. Yes, he has.
I really don't know where they're getting their information from.
I don't either. But see, the thing about Trump is, from what we've seen, he will not put up with the trans and the woke agenda.
Right, like how they push it into schools and how they push it into the workplace and stuff like that.
Yes.
Yeah, right, for sure. And for some reason, the women's rights things goes right hand in hand with the trans. I don't know what it is about them, but they just go along together. And
Yes, they do.
But that was the main political standing point from the Democratic Party this year was women's rights and bodily autonomy.
Yeah.
And we've never been denied life-saving abortions at a medical facility. The problem is why do they have to open so many Planned Parenthoods, and why do they got to push that, the pill and all that? It's like that's the main problem.
It is. It for sure it is. Yes. And I just want to say, hey, everybody out there, there's like 6 people watching, 7 now. So, how's it going, everybody? You're welcome to talk in the room if you want to.
Oh God.
But we're going over all the liberal
meltdowns
that are out there because of Trump winning.
The pain of this situation and then hysterically crying the next minute. watching so many people come together and women from around the world supporting us and cheering us on. I am 48 years old and I have never experienced anything like this and never thought I would in this country. It's like I can feel the pain and the fear from every single person. I don't know how to handle this. I don't know how to get through the next couple days. Who knows how long this is going to take.
Guys, I know I'm like a broken record here, but why do people document their meltdowns on social media? Like, because surely these people have employers and jobs and families, and doing these videos is just it's not a good look, is it?
I'm trying so hard to pull it together because I have to go into work and I don't.
It's funny because I read a quote earlier today saying that that stupid white women were the reason that Trump won.
Yes, I saw that too, and like it was on The View, I think, was one of the ones that talked about it. And I saw this, this woman, because they're like, well, obviously it wasn't because of the blacks. The blacks went out and did their voting. That's what the polls are showing. It's all about the stupid white women who did not go out and vote, and they voted for.
Or they voted for the wrong person. Well, it's just interesting because most of the people that I've seen complaining on here have been white women.
Because they're not racist. They want to make sure that you know that.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
I see.
Want any of the kids to know how scared I am? Because how am I supposed to go in there and tell them to embrace who they truly are, to support people, to love people, to care about people, to believe that they can do anything, when tonight proved that that's not a reality.
Just before we continue on with this video, my first thoughts watching this is, if you can't control your emotions around those kids, you shouldn't be teaching those kids. I don't know if you guys thought the same.
I don't know about you, but I was raised to be kind to people, to treat people like they deserve to be treated, to
Not all the chat.
help those who are down, to not judge. And unfortunately, I just feel like every principle I was raised on isn't valued anymore.
What values?
The fact that I work in education, talking about defunding the Department of Education, getting rid of it. I work also in mental health, I have medical things that can make pregnancy really complicated for me. And for the first time, I'm actually scared. And I'm normally not somebody who's like that.
Okay, for one, obviously she's saying that she uses abortions as a prevention for pregnancy.
Yeah, I missed that.
What she just said. She said, and I've got mental health issues that make pregnancy scary.
So you shouldn't be having sex then.
Yeah, you should not be doing that. The abortions are not if you get pregnant, a way to shove it aside.
Well, they hide behind the whole Planned Parenthood and women's healthcare thing, thinking that they're not going to have access to even birth control for some reason.
And that's a lie.
I know. I mean, it's there's always been clinics, there's always been doctors' offices, there's always been a way to go get birth control, and I just don't see. I don't know. They've got this narrative that they think there's going to be forced pregnancies, forced births. That Trump is gonna make this the Handmaid's Tale thing, basically, that they're gonna be forced to have children, and they're gonna take away their rights and all that. And it's I'm not this is why I don't vote. Also, as I'm not 100% educated on the policies and stuff, but it just seems like it's a really far-fetched thing. And when I've researched this Project 2025 nonsense, it seems like complete and total nonsense.
Yes.
It doesn't seem like it's a thing for real at all. So, yeah, that's the main thing that they hide behind. They're like, well, most of what Planned Parenthood does is not abortions. Go to their website and it'll say, okay, we provide birth control, we provide pap smears, we provide screenings. But then the very first thing is, I need to schedule an abortion. You know?
We went over a lot of that not that long ago.
Right. So, I mean, you can't
and
sit there and
it's
tell
kind
me,
of funny the way that things are worded.
right. You know, and if these people are that afraid, I mean, I don't know. I mean, like, he didn't do anything with his policies that really messed with healthcare and stuff before, so.
Well, and we talked about it before, too. The thing is that the abortions that are medically necessary, there we go, have never been messed with.
Yeah, they're
They're always there.
Right. You just don't go to Planned Parenthood to do it. These
Yeah.
people that they were bringing along on the Democratic Trail, they had these really harrowing stories of like being late term and having to have an abortion because something went very seriously wrong. Well, they didn't go to Planned Parenthood to do that. They went to a regular OBGYN to do that. And you can do that.
You always can. There's always.
But funding, you know, Planned Parenthood to put in more facilities, you know,
Yes.
that's beyond me. It's like, yeah, I get the healthcare part. I don't understand what Planned Parenthood has to do with it. You know, there's always
No,
free
Planned
clinics.
Parenthood is a really bad company.
Yeah, and so is its partner. You know, the one that's run by Ed Allred, the
Yes.
Family Planning Center. That's a big one out here in California.
Yeah, it's very bad.
And it's like it's really misleading because they call it family planning, but there's really nothing familial about it. It's just how to
No.
get rid of your damn baby. It's the same thing. It's like first go to the website, and the very first thing you see is I need to schedule an abortion.
Exactly.
Very first thing.
Yes.
You know, it's the first resource that you get. So yeah.
Yeah, it's dumb.
It's mind blowing.
It
And it's
is.
like if they're this, I mean, if they're this like ingrained in what the politics tell them that they can and can't do with their lives, then they're hopeless. It's
Yes.
like you got to learn how to self-govern. You got to learn to know what's right, what's wrong, and do it, regardless if you're going to go to jail or get a fine or whatever.
Exactly. I mean, if you look back in the biblical days, look at Jesus.
Yeah.
And his apostles.
Yeah.
None of them even cared. It's like, you got to stop teaching about Christ. You got to stop teaching
Do
about
it
this
anyway.
and that. And they're like, well, we're not. We're not going to stop.
Do what you want. They got flogged. Eventually they got martyred. They got killed. You know, they got
Yeah.
burned alive, some of them. You know, but it was like everybody was willing to die for what they believed in. And now people don't even want to slap on their wrist.
Yeah, now they'll walk on eggshells just to avoid subjects.
Right. So I don't care what the law says. I don't care what the politics say. If you in your heart don't believe in something, then you shouldn't do it.
Exactly.
You know? Or if you do believe in it, you should do it.
Yes.
And then you just have to know that you have to take the consequences.
And you can't let anybody else talk for you.
Yeah. So, and it's like I just don't see that our government is putting that much of a cap. Of course, there's government overreach, but
Exactly.
you know, if you're that afraid, I don't know. It's not a good sign.
No,
for our
it's not.
country, you know.
But I'm getting on here. Like, I hate crying on the internet, but I'm getting on here because I know I'm not alone.
It's just so awesome how much this country hates women. So awesome. It's really awesome. Like, how awesome would it be to live in a country that like doesn't hate women? That'd be so cool, right?
See, like I said to a previous clip, this is what a lot of people are going to say. Is this is the reason she lost, because guys are hating on women, they're misogynist and all that. Like, I think 99% of the people who didn't vote for her could care less that she's a woman. People vote because of policies and what they agree with.
I hate you, you fucking orange pumpkin. You just caused me one of the most important people in my life. My dad.
Wait. Pause it.
Donald Trump.
Oh my God, great grammar here.
I know.
Okay, you disgust me. You something
Orange pumpkin turd, failed wannabe businessman who was born with the golden effing spoon in his mouth.
You just costed me my dad. That's not good grammar.
You will never see that house again.
What the hell? So much hatred. Go ahead. Go ahead.
These are the psychos that we have running around our country.
I mean, it's like they're videotaping it.
Yes.
You know, I mean, it's like, god damn.
Thank you. You will never be president again.
Yo, I'm scared to go to sleep. I might wake up a motherfucking slave.
What did that just mean?
Y'all, like, why are y'all Trump supporters? Like, why?
In the background.
Why are y'all Trump supporters? Like, why is this a thing right now? Why is this okay? I can't do this no more. I should have kept my vote to myself because I knew it didn't fucking matter. I knew it didn't.
Yep, I agree with that. You should have said it in the mirror, said it to some friends, called out your mum, recording it and putting it on the internet so people can mock it and make fun of it. And then when you've gotten over it, you've got to deal with that and see that video everywhere on meme pages. Yep. People don't think about that, I swear.
No, they can't. There's no way.
It's all right. It's all right. I feel that way too. It's all right. We feel that way together, okay? Let it out.
Hi.
Let it out.
I'm feeling worse than I was last night.
Demons. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's full on demons.
It's
right
demonic
there.
for sure.
Wow.
Oh, God.
9 people. Anybody else talking?
Is it no? It's the people in here.
You're a demon.
Red Mirage Blue Shift.
Yeah.
Red Mirage Blue Shift. Remember, Red Mirage Blue Shift. Red Mirage Blue Shift. Red Mirage Blue Shift. Red Mirage Blue Shift. Red Mirage Blue Shift.
Yeah. Is all red. I am not going to emotionally recover from this year. What a shit show. You know what's going to send me over the edge, actually, is if I see one post where people are like, oh, make sure to hydrate and breathe and take care of yourself. No.
I'm here to tell you right now.
No one.
We don't care. Let me tell you, we don't care.
So it's almost 2 a.m. Pacific time, which means it's well after polls have closed. And I am still just genuinely confused as to what happened. So if anyone wants to offer some insight, I'm happy to fucking take it.
Exactly.
I just also think that maybe what I've noticed is that men are just genuinely not as concerned as women and don't quite take our concerns as seriously. And I don't know, that fucking sucks because I met a lot of women tonight who are just genuinely so fucking scared. So yeah, let me know, I guess.
So the woman in this video is a school teacher. And I'm just thinking, like, shouldn't you be more responsible, especially as a teacher? Because those kids look up to you and you should be acting accordingly. You know, most of the kids nowadays have a phone in their hand and they're following teachers on TikTok and all that stuff. Doing this, talking about women are scared and people are scared because of the person they didn't like won the election. I don't know, man. I just think you should be more careful about what you're saying, especially when kids are watching. But let me know if you guys enjoyed this video. Man, I went to hell and back to make this video for you guys, but we couldn't miss this opportunity, eh? But let me know if you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments.
They're out of most. All right, so that was Simp Saver Sam. I believe I have on this one is mediocre tutorial and reviews. Great content that this guy throws out, so we're gonna check out what.
That'll be interesting.
Yes.
And I think he lives in a blue state. So that would be interesting. And I think he's like, what is he? Was it Detroit or?
Yes. I can't remember. It was something like that. But this one is when liberals realized that Donald Trump won. So more good content. Oh goodness!
I can't believe Trump's actually going to win this fucking thing. Oh, Jesus Christ! I'm so pissed off. Fuck!
My God! This guy, he had a white dude's Harris shirt on.
Oh God!
And he gets up, stands up, and he rips it like he's trying to be Hulk Hogan, but he's too fat to be Hulk Hogan.
Don't even get me started with that either. It's like this.
It's ridiculous, man.
God damn it!
Gamer chair, tunnel nerd.
Are they rioting?
It's like a class by the looks of it.
Oh, I know this part.
Yeah.
All right, guys, it's time to go to bed. None of us are stressed about the election, right?
Yep.
It's all. We all are
It might
gonna
be the
just go
same.
have the
Okay,
best
because-
night, the best night's sleep of our lives, aren't we?
I'm done. I'm done. I'm done.
That one too.
I'm done with you. I'm done with you and your mother and your sister. I'm just done with all of this.
It's not gonna happen.
That guy's gonna get me mean.
Go, go.
I thought it wasn't.
My mom is freaking out. Camera, please do your
Guys, we literally don't even have to panic. We literally don't even have to freak out right now. We don't even have to fucking, like, we don't have to freak out. We don't have to freak out because it's not even real. Because, bitch, recount the vote!
Guys, I just voted, and I chose family. End this reign of terror now.
I chose family. I chose women. I chose America. I love you.
We're moving on. I'm moving on. We're moving on.
So,
I love
a
all
lot of these
this.
aren't the same, but they could be.
Let's do this.
We were wrong. It's an utter betrayal for anybody that is not a cisgendered white Christian.
Shut up, bitch.
If you voted for that man, if you voted for
That was like my
anybody
era.
other than Kamala, and you live in one of the states that it was,
This is on the
close, or if you didn't vote,
You should be able to skip
fuck you.
at the bottom if you go.
Fuck you. I don't want to hear about how shitty your life gets under his policies.
So just
I hate to be the person that gets on here and cries, but this could break me and my parents apart because they just don't understand what they voted for and like what it means and the bigotry and hatred that they stand behind and how I am trying to be a good person. I'm not Catholic like they are, which is ironic because it's religion's supposed to make you love. But I could see it breaking me and my parents apart because they just don't get it and they don't get that they voted for someone who's gonna make my friends' lives hell. My life's okay. I'm a white woman, but my friends are not gonna be okay.
y'all. I'm scared to go to sleep. I might wake up a motherfucking slave.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, a lot of these seem to be the same from the last one, so I'm just going to kind of skip through and see if we can't find ones we haven't seen yet. So
Most
let's,
of them are just probably going to be the same viral ones that are circulating.
yeah,
I
we'll
can't
see though.
see what Curly has to say about.
Yes,
Sunny
I thought Mediocre would talk about it too. He hasn't yet.
We may not have rights tomorrow.
Some of these don't look.
So I'm going to bed with less than the dignity that I have left.
See?
But we fought a good fucking fight, and if it turns out that, shit flips, great, hell yeah, but right now I'm just not. I can't fucking deal with this shit right now.
The crazy thing to me is that if this guy does end up winning again, all of the people who voted for him will be like happy and they'll just be celebrating. And everyone else, everyone who feels threatened by him is fucking scared. Like we're scared for our lives. We're scared for our friends. Like,
shut up. It's the funniest thing. These people are acting like that Trump is going to do something really, really bad. Like, I love the ones that they're like, he's going to get in office and never leave again. But yet he's been in office and left.
Yeah, they tried to say that was like a trial period to see what he could get away with. I'm like, well, that sounds kind of familiar because it sounds like what they did to us during COVID. I think it's safe now.
I think it is safe to say that one.
But
yeah, exactly.
that
It's
that was a totally different, bag of tricks there. But
yeah,
it's like I don't know, and it's like like I said, if you're living in that much fear,
there's a bigger problem.
Yeah, then it's like you need
stay out of the city.
Right, exactly.
And that's where a lot of these people are from.
That's
it's
true.
the heart of the city.
I was like, what effect does he really have on your life?
He should.
I mean, nobody should. And I mean, even with Biden's administration and the government overreach we've experienced on a local level, we just refuse to participate and we take the meetings where we have to and we just keep on living our life.
As long as you know the amendment, as long as you know
your
laws,
civil rights, the baseline of it all.
Then you have nothing to worry about.
Right.
You fight it the best that you can.
Yeah, and if you go down, then you go down as a martyr.
Exactly.
It's
like you said, I mean, people are too afraid to go against the system.
Like there's stuff that I would go to jail for.
Oh yeah, I would too.
Like, it's like they say these things, and it's like, no, I'm willing to go to jail over that.
Yes.
It's like I will not participate in that, and that's just kind of the stance that I would take, and I would take it gracefully.
Exactly.
And write it all down, I guess, but they don't even want to get a ticket. They don't even want to get they won't even say the wrong thing about like what is a woman because they think that they're gonna get canceled by their friends.
I know.
What will my friends think?
I know. Some of those interviews where one friend is going to answer,
like, no,
and then the other comes up. No, you can't answer that. No, let's go.
I can't stand that censorship, man.
Yes.
It's like say what you need to say and stick with it. God.
I know it's ridiculous. And I love these rock clips, man. That's a throwback to my childhood.
you have pro-life women dying because their doctors are scared to treat them because of the repercussions of his last presidency. How did we get here? How did we get here? To know that there is that much ignorance and that much hate in this country, it's so terrifying. It's so terrifying. How could you do this? How can you claim to be a Christian or anyone of moral values and support someone when every word out of his mouth is hate, when he wants to pardon people who took over the Capitol? You do not do this to people that you love and care about. If you have a woman in your life, if you have an LGBTQ person in your life, if you have anyone in your life who's not white, how did we get here? Someone tell me, please. Someone really tell me, please. Because the only way I see it is that, like, either he cheated and that was his secret.
But see, she's starting with that white guilt syndrome.
Oh my God, I didn't even know that was a real thing.
I know. Then you saw it with a neighbor of ours, and it was like, really?
I mean, her face just fell, and she's like,
Because-
"Oh gosh," she's like, "Please don't bring that up." She's like, "I actually really do feel really guilty about my whiteness sometimes," and I laugh again because I thought she was just still being funny, and then she gets even more flustered and red, and I'm like,
Yeah.
"Oh my god!" I'm like, "You're serious?" I'm like, "You're dead serious." Oh
It's
my-
the stupidest thing.
Wow. That's weird.
Or this country is built on so much hate, and we might never get out of this. If you voted for him, you are dead to me.
God.
Go ahead and block me. I don't give a shit. I really don't.
Damn.
I really don't.
Flashback.
For coming out for one
God,
last
this was,
rally
not
before
her last
Election
rally
Day
either.
tomorrow.
But Amira did this rally.
So one of the other guys that we watched, he's
Amir
Odom.
Odom, yeah.
He's a conservative YouTuber. He happens to be LGB, not LGBT. But he went to one of these rallies, and he said it was decidedly more fun, but you kind of forgot why you were there.
He said it was like the Lotus.
Yeah, no, I said it was like the Lotus.
Okay, yeah.
I don't think anybody else really knows that term, but it's like in Odysseus's travels, he came across this cave that was like this magnificent illusion, and it was called the Lair of the Lotus Eaters.
Yes.
And he ended up spending an extraordinary amount of time there because it was just a big distraction, and he forgot why he was there, and he forgot that he had this whole mission that he had to do. Yeah, so that's what I kind of likened it to, was the Lair of the Lotus Eaters, because they were just like, it's like Las Vegas.
Yeah.
You know, you forget about the outside world, and you forget about time, and you forget the whole point, you know. And so it's like, it was a really good time, but not really a productive rally, so to speak. So,
Exactly.
But that's how you know, if it's built upon those sorts of lies and trickery, then they've got nothing substantial behind
Yeah, for sure.
their mission, for sure.
So yeah, that was the whole thing there.
Let's make history together. Thank you, and God bless you.
It was Hillary.
The scene here is so different than it was a few hours ago when people were happy and relaxed. There are people who are just in shock, and they are just stunned at the idea that they were completely sure they were coming to this event to celebrate Hillary Clinton becoming the first female president, and now they are confronting the reality that they could be walking out of here perhaps expecting that Donald Trump is going to become president.
This isn't the first time Donald Trump's gone against her.
I know, that's part of the problem.
A few moments later.
The President of the United States.
The U.S. President is Donald Trump.
We still have votes to count. We still have states that have not been called yet. We will continue overnight to fight to make sure that every vote is counted, that every voice has spoken.
Somebody else can.
So you won't hear from the vice president tonight, but you will hear from her
His friend Robert.
tomorrow. She will be.
Hey Robert, just wanted to say hey and make sure that you know that I'm watching.
Back here tomorrow to address not only the HU family, not only to address our supporters, but to address the nation. So thank you. We believe in you. May God bless you. May God keep you. And go HU and go Harris. Thank you all.
Never an easy moment for whatever campaign has to make that announcement into the evening and say, hold on here, and we're gonna hold out hope in the early morning hours.
Catching flies much?
The thrill is gone. The thrill is gone away.
Gear up, you know.
Yeah.
Nope.
The thrill is gone, baby. The thrill is gone away. You know you done me wrong, baby, and you'll be sorry someday.
We still have an electorate, 70 million plus, that will be voting for a man who said he was going to assassinate for treason the chairman of the Joint Chiefs because he didn't support him on January the 6th, who has said just in recent days he was going to execute Liz Cheney with a firing squad, 9 guns pointed and shooting at her face. A man who has said that he was going to shut down CBS because he didn't like how they edited an interview. A man who said he was going to be a dictator from day one. A man who said he was going to terminate the Constitution. A man who said he was going to use the army and he was going to use the National Guard on his political opponents. I literally could go on all day. And yet you talk to Trump voters and they'll go, he didn't say that. Wait, no, I didn't hear him. And then you say, well, here's the quote. And then they'll go,
yeah,
he didn't mean that. So there's something far more long lasting than just Donald Trump, the candidate. There is a sort of Russian embrace of disinformation, a radical devaluing of truth over the last 9 to 10 years, and a complete ignorance on civics and what the term Madisonian democracy even means, what checks and balances even means, what judicial review even means, what the rule of law even means. How do we as a nation, even post-Trump, how do we reach those Americans who apparently didn't go to civics class, apparently didn't?
I mean, if they don't like it, then they just got to step back and say, well, this is the choice that Americans were given. They were either given what they say is a felon and a liar,
yes,
or they were given her, and the people chose the felon. I mean,
that tells you something.
Tells you about the times that we're in, at least, you know.
Well,
so it's like you should.
Yeah, but look back at the times of the Bible too.
Exactly.
Who did they pick?
They picked Barabbas.
There was Jesus, or they picked
the Barabbas, who was a murderer and a rapist and all that, and they picked the murderer and the rapist.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's a sign of the times if that's where they want to look at it. You know, I mean, like, why would they? I mean,
exactly.
There's just no respect anymore. It used to be that people would just concede and be like, all right, we'll just get through the next 4 years. It is what it is. There's nothing we can do about it. But now it's like they're just complaining about it the whole thing.
Yeah, it's a good stream.
Learned the basics of this Constitution and have just been overwhelmed with this information over the past 9 years.
Meanwhile,
My hands to the sky. I'm going in the battle with my arms up high, and I'm cool playing games with the spirit in my eyes. And you can go and ask anybody else, and I ain't turning back. I ain't turning back. No, 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 I ain't turning back. We don't stand. I ain't turning back. We don't go back. My head to the sky. We going in the battle with our high, and we do play games. You can see it in my eyes. And you can go and ask anybody else, and I ain't turning back. No, 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 my head to the sky. I'm going in the battle with our horns up high, and I do play games.
They talk about the racist things that Trump has said, but they let slip what Biden said right on his public address.
Oh my goodness!
If you don't vote for me, you're not black enough.
Yeah, not just that, and then he called all Trump supporters.
Oh my God, garbage!
Garbage.
And that whole thing was really weird because he started off talking about Puerto Rico, right? Is this what?
Yeah,
That joke that was made of
yeah, the Puerto Rico joke.
Which, by the way, like nobody would have even like known about the situation in Puerto Rico if you hadn't made that joke.
Yeah.
You know, I had to look it up, and it was like, oh shit, he's right. But anyway, he starts off with, Biden's like, Puerto Rico. I've never been to Puerto Rico, but in my own home state of Delaware, I don't see any garbage but his supporters. And it's like, it was just a weird thing anyway.
Yeah,
So
I mean,
it was like he's made like literal racist comments, and
yes,
and they said the same thing. They said, well, you guys just took it out of context. So see, they say the same thing.
exactly.
So yeah.
And there was no way to take that joke out of context. It's exactly what he said. They tried to spin it that he was like, no, he was talking about the guy that did the joke, the comedian that did the joke. But that's
no.
Those words were not there.
He wouldn't have supporters. He would have fans, or he would have viewers. He
Yes.
wouldn't have supporters. He's talking about Trump supporters.
He is.
And like, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, Joe's lost his mind anyway. The government
right.
should be put in jail for allowing him to stay in office
Elder
with
abuse.
the Alzheimer's that he has.
Yeah, it's elder abuse, and it bothers me. It's like he's being paraded around in front of all these people, and it's like that's just like he should be able to be like left with the legacy he had built before.
Yes.
Now he's going to be remembered as a joke because he's always running his mouth saying this shit you don't know anything about.
Exactly. His wife's a disgrace for allowing him to go out there.
Yeah, I think she's considerably younger, isn't she?
I think so.
Yeah, so see, it's like it just seems like it's just a big horse, dog, and pony show.
It is.
And
the poor guy has to go down as this now,
right,
in the history books.
Instead of, his previous policies and the work that he's done. That's just crap.
I mean, he still would have been running if it wasn't for that last speech that he did, and how he just jumbled up a bunch of stuff and gave Trump the thing for it.
Right.
They finally had to be like, all right, yes, he's incompetent and he can't run. We get it.
Literally the day before that, he said no. His entire team said no. He's fit. He's good. We're not going anywhere. And then the very next day, they're like, oh no, he's incompetent.
Yeah, because they didn't have a choice. He put his foot in his own mouth on wording.
They don't want to bow out gracefully, though.
No, they don't.
It's like, and again, so they made it this big disgraceful thing, and then, it's like I've never followed politics more in my life. I swear.
I know.
All right, go ahead.
This is almost over. We got one more at least. We gotta get 2 hours.
We're not turning back. We're not stepping down. In Jesus' name, what be with President Trump? We gotta
6-4. All right, guys. We're going on to another guy we watched. This Curly Boy Chuck. This should be an interesting one. He's good with what he does too. All of his content that we watch. Yeah, a lot of his is political, and he also does the body cam footage. He started doing that. What? Yes. Yeah, he had all the hair products and stuff like that. I've liked his stuff. He's really good. He actually did a full-on thing of Hurricane. What was it? Milton or something, because he lives in Tampa, Florida, and he did a whole vlog of how the hurricane was in his house and stuff. His name's Curly Boy Chuck. Check him out if you want to see that. Good content.
40 a.m. in the morning. I gotta get up soon for work, but just wanted to say it is Election Tuesday. The day has finally come, and I decided to vlog because why not? Why not? Let's hope and pray that this vlog is going to end well. Let's hope and pray. I want to get the day started. I'm going to take you guys along with me, and we will watch the election together and see how this plays out.
There's default unemployment in Nevada.
But Kellyanne, this doesn't include Arizona.
No, I said you can add Arizona. I got him at 297.
I knew it.
As you can hear, I have double screens going on right now as I work because I want to know what's going on. And I even have, and don't cuss me out for this, but I have CNN on right now and Fox News because I want to hear what both are saying at the same time to get a good perspective of what's being said and what's happening on the ground. I like to watch multiple stations at the same time for that reason that are on opposite sides of the aisle, just to get a better perspective of what's sort of in the middle. So it is 8:30 a.m. in the morning right now, and yes, I'm gonna be watching all day long. What do we get? All day freaking long. I'm gonna be exhausted by the time I get off of work, and then that's when the real fun happens because that's when the actual voting starts. I believe at 5 p.m. Eastern time is when we'll start getting actual results, or at least around that time, which is perfect for me because I get off of work at 4:30. So let's go.
From Donald Trump, the Madison Square Garden hate rally.
Yeah, I just read this and it said voters hitting the polls in historic presidential election. Now, what got me on some of them too was Pennsylvania had a record number of Amish show up to vote, who usually do not get involved with the voting.
Right, I'm gonna look that up, but as far as I know, it's like I thought that they kind of were under the same order as we were. That was we just don't get involved with politics because it's not our life. So if that's true.
They were getting involved, and they were all going for Trump. So I mean, that tells you something big there.
Right.
With that being the case, if it is the case, for sure.
I mean, I know that they did. I want to see if they actually like.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying though with that.
But they did. I mean, I saw them with their buddies and stuff.
They were all there, and there's a lot of Trump signs. So I'm assuming that they were all.
I guess it could have been like staged. I mean, not to sound like.
Yeah.
But, I don't know. So this is from the. Oh God, here we go. This is from the fact checkers, and it says Post falsely claim over 200,000 Amish voters have registered to vote. So yes, they registered to vote.
But it doesn't mean they do.
And I don't think that they usually do. But no, the fact checkers are saying that that's not true. I mean, go ahead and play it.
But either way, the Amish voted for.
Oh no. Okay, sorry. So it wasn't 200,000, but it was 94,000. That's what they fact checked.
Yeah.
So there was 94,000 who registered to vote, which means that they have not registered before.
Yeah, and just did.
For this.
In order to show up and vote for Trump.
That is saying something. That's really crazy.
Yes.
Really crazy.
That's big.
Oh God.
To Puerto Rico, calling it an island of trash. But it's not just.
Oh, girl, shut up. I remember now why I hate CNN and why I can't watch this trash network. And why am I torturing myself? For you guys, that's why. For you guys. Hate rally.
I voted for Kamala Harris.
Why is that?
I have 3 daughters, 4 children overall, and...
Oh, there you go. White guys for Harris. Here's one of your first ones.
I was so crushed to find out about Sean Austin.
And then Dave Bautista was another one.
There's
It's
another
like,
soul
really?
crushing
Come
thing.
on.
I know, like that's. I haven't seen it yet, but there's a whole like Avengers Assemble for Harris thing, and I don't know who was involved with that. I'm praying with everything that I have that Robert Downey Jr. wasn't involved with that.
I know.
But he is like an Avenger, so.
Yeah. And then you have The Rock, who did not vote this time.
At least he admitted that.
Yeah, he said he stayed out of it. You know, I guess it's like.
Yeah, he did. He was a Biden supporter to begin with, and he actually had the balls to admit his mistakes and say, "I'm not qualified enough to do this again. I'm staying out of it."
Yes.
So I thought that was pretty. That's way honorable, honestly.
Yeah, well, because he couldn't vote for Harris.
Right.
He said there's no way.
Right.
So.
And he didn't feel comfortable
Yeah.
voting the other way. So that's great. That's when you shouldn't vote. You know, I mean,
Yes.
it's like we're not informed enough. It's not within our scope of expertise. We're not allowed to do it.
Yeah.
You would think that they wouldn't want us to vote because of that. You know, it's like you're not
Exactly.
educated. You should have to pass a test, I believe, about like some basic political knowledge and policies before you can vote.
Yeah, that
'Cause
would
it's
be.
like I mean, obviously, I'm reading here that you don't even need an ID in some states.
No, you don't. And that was what a lot of it was. Remember, I told you about that with
One of them is Ohio.
JP, I think, said it.
One of them is Ohio, where they shipped all those people.
See?
They knew it. You know? Yeah.
Because they wanted all the illegals to vote too. Because that's what
What's the deal?
That's what, Harris, right?
Yeah, as far as we know, the Democratic Party is the one that was behind
Yeah.
it. Yeah. So it's like I've read about them doing that, like in places here in California, they'll ship a bunch of people here in California because they'll vote blue, and then when they're done with them, they'll either ship them back or ship them up to like Oregon or Washington or something. Like,
Yes.
That's to get them out of here, or maybe Canada will take them. I don't know, but it's like I've heard about that.
Yes.
Interesting.
Women's rights is pretty important.
This is Grand Rapids, Michigan.
And my daughters. Sorry, I'm getting a little emotional about that. I didn't think that I was going to do that. But
That's the white guy from here.
Of course he cried. Of course he did. I need some coffee now. Good morning, sleepyhead. It's election day. Let's go get some coffee. The internet loves you, Poppy. They love you. More than me. I think I'll have a
Oh my goodness.
latte macchiato today. Look at this one.
Gosh.
Did you see his machine?
Yeah.
Just show it for his snack. So this is how I make my macchiato every single morning. Got some milk, got some creamer that I like to mix together, and of course, the magic happens here. Right, let's add a little bit of creamer first. And then we're gonna add the milk. Put this in place.
Look at that.
And now,
Oh my God.
It's like a bowl.
begins.
It's like Guru.
Look at this, dude.
Very serious about his coffee. See, it steamed the milk, and then the coffee is gonna go in there.
And then of course I add whatever's
machine.
left over from the milk and creamer.
Yeah, Wolf Boy Productions over here for Halloween got a Keurig machine for his coffee.
Yeah, it's a nice one.
So, pods now.
Yeah, we got the K-cup pods.
Yep.
And, yeah, it's been nice. It's really tasty.
Yeah, it is. It's good.
And you know what? I don't add any sugar because the creamer is sweet enough. Sweet enough.
It's really coffee.
Mmm. Oh yes.
Oh my God.
Wait a minute. Somebody's watching. Somebody's watching me.
Where's my snack, human? I'm waiting.
All right, it's time for his greenie.
Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle.
All yours, Poppy. All yours.
Didn't he have a word about Austin's? Is it on this one?
Dropped.
I don't know if it's on this one. I think it's a different one.
10-second rule. Hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. By the way, yes, my trees are already up. Full tour coming soon.
Our team is working hard to return to your call as quickly as possible.
Which one are you watching?
All right, here we go.
This one.
We should do the next one. The one that talks about after you.
Okay. So, all right. We should do the other one of his. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. This one's kind of...
Because he reviews the View and cuts it so that I don't have to. And it's literally called that, watching the View 24 hours after Trump wins, so you don't have to. She's the one that says something about dumb white women.
Where do I go to get... Hold on, I gotta find it.
You gotta just go to his channel. To click on Curly.
Oh, right there.
And then it'll be like right here.
Right here, right?
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna do this one, guys.
So this weekend on Saturday, for the first time in my life, I voted for a Democrat.
And that'll be it for today.
Voted this morning for Kamala Harris for president. In Allentown, Pennsylvania, with majority of
I noticed
Puerto
that there's
Ricans, Latinos. They are going to take the trash out today. They were very... I've been watching him lately, and he's really deteriorated massively. And if you're going out to vote this morning, thank you. Don't sit this one out.
Bring on the cackling hens. I hate this show, but I gotta watch today. I gotta do it.
No,
I'll make a Sunny's fake ass smile.
I can't believe these.
You know she's
No.
And why is she wearing all black? This ain't a funeral.
I don't know. I'm profoundly disturbed. I think if you
Disturbed.
And just so everyone knows,
Disturbing.
I absolutely hate this show. The women on this show are despicable.
Yeah.
And I cannot believe that Whoopi went the way of this. She was a good actress.
I know.
But then she's just gone.
I mean, she's kind of like one of the first ones to do it too. So
I know.
It sucks, but.
And some of these actresses or actresses open their mouth and they ruin their whole acting career.
Yeah, they do.
When they should not be involved in anything else but their career.
Yeah, none of. No, it's like, it should be, to me, it should be like a general rule or a law that's among them that says if you're an entertainer, you can't use that platform to speak about political, religious things, things.
Exactly.
It's like you have a job and you do your job, and then you have your beliefs, and then they stay within your circle.
Yes.
Like, how is it that you get to go out there and endorse all these people? Because
exactly.
I lost so much respect for so many people this year because of how open and outspoken they were about it. And now it's like, I don't even want to watch their old movies.
Yes.
And I'll be damned if I watch anything new. I mean, it's like, we have comedians like Will Ferrell that he's like apologizing for the movies he used to do.
I know.
So it completely insults all of us who used to be fans.
Yeah, Will Ferrell just really got me. I mean, he was one that I loved his comedy stuff. But after this new documentary that he did, the trans documentary.
Yeah. And to me, I'm sorry, but that whole documentary, just to me, I kept waiting for the punchline.
Yeah.
Like, I just knowing how Will Ferrell is, I'm like, oh, this guy's not really trans. At some point, they're just going to be like, oh, I fooled you. And it never came. And then he even cries because his friend was insulted when they went to a Texas steakhouse.
Yeah, I mean,
what the fuck do you expect?
Exactly. That's what got me right there too. It's like, really, you go to Texas and then you're shocked that people didn't take it well
after you're throwing it in everybody's faces. And look at me, and he's barely passable. I just thought it was a joke. I really did. And
yes.
Then the girls never came.
The girls never came.
And it was like, wow.
Look at the New York Times this morning. The headline was "America makes a perilous choice." I think that in 2016 we didn't know what we would get from a Trump administration, but we know now. So I worry. Not about myself, actually. Of course you do. I worry about my station in life. I worry about my children's future, especially my daughter, who now has less rights than I have.
Oh, give me a break.
And
because you can't kill your grandchildren?
Many.
Oh my goodness! And here we go with that. So many parents are trying to act like, oh my goodness, I don't like this now that Trump's going to be in office. My kids have less rights than I ever had growing up, and no. Like Gurley said, why? Because they can't kill your grandchildren? Yes, and Moose, we hear you. Say hi, everybody.
Years ago, that I was the first person in his family to enjoy full civil rights.
And by the way, her kids go to Harvard University.
So again, these last several months, the polls have had everything neck and neck, but last night it was what happened to whose neck got broken?
Flesh out some of the numbers, some of the demographics, representation, what did that translate into or not?
Talk about the Latinos, please.
What headway did Trump make with Black and Latinos? Can we talk about
my favorite subject?
Sure, yeah, the gender gap was about what it usually is, right? It's about 20-point gender gap, right? Trump won men by about 10 points, and Harris won women by about 10 points. But inside those numbers, you saw some really stark things with Latino voters. The fact that it was only an 8-point gap, that Harris was only carrying Latinos by 8 points, was really startling to me.
Startling.
Because I think the conventional wisdom for a long time has been that Latino voters are more likely to support a Democrat. And I think everything leading up to, and then including the Madison Square Garden rally last weekend.
Oh my God!
Okay, he's saying all these things that are going to be obviously offensive to Latino voters.
Socially conservative?
Some.
No, I mean, there's progressives or socially conservatives. There's everything.
And that's an important point because you realize actually Latino voters, a lot of them just think like other voters. And
what a shock! Oh my God!
It was women, Latino, Black. It didn't matter. That people said, "Oh, what? I know who that guy is. I may not like him, but I really don't like the fact that things are more expensive. I don't like that things don't feel as secure as they did a couple of years ago. And they held their noses in many cases and decided to support someone that they know very well. And it may not even be a judgment about Vice President Harris. She was stuck.
Oh yeah, it was. It was.
3/4 of the country who say we're on the wrong track, right? 40-something% who say I'm in a worse place financially than I was 4 years ago. That's a very difficult argument
to go her face.
Because they're not going to believe any statistic anymore.
Well, I want to dig further into the demographics because Black women tried to save this country again last night. 92% of Black women for the Vice president we did not have is white women who voted about 52%, right, for Donald Trump. Uneducated white women, is my understanding.
Uneducated white.
Wow. You know, Sonny, she was like this. She was like, yeah, like 92% of black women voted for Harris. I think she was saying. She's like, but what we didn't have is white women. Like 52 voted for Trump, uneducated, from what I was told. Uneducated women. I mean, come on.
A white woman.
Actually voting more for him, and you have and black men was not the story. We're not the story here because they voted almost 80% for the vice president. Right. So why do you think that uneducated white women voted against their reproductive health freedoms?
Oh my God! Look at how she's asking these questions.
Voted in favor of someone that's going to deport. It says he's going to deport the majority of his community.
Women like being called uneducated
Hello,
women.
tell her.
The economy matters, national security matters. But when you put people in these boxes, I think that's a takeaway from this.
Yep, she's right.
To look at the demographics.
And people make these judgments, and they make them in complex ways, and sometimes.
And you idiots live in an echo chamber. That's why. That's why you're shocked.
Yes.
This was actually a moment of remarkable unity at the end of the day, in terms of how an election.
Not the unity that they wanted. Not the unity that they wanted.
You know, women's health care and abortion is specifically was on the definitely one of the cries from the Democratic Party. They were really banking on it, I think, and only 14% of Americans voted for that particular thing. Why do you think women didn't turn out for that?
I think there's a little bit of. I think it's been in the ether for so long, and now it's been codified.
Because women aren't a monolith. That's why.
Multiple campaign, and then we saw what the Harris campaign.
Listen to this.
Tried to run more traditional campaigns. You're very disciplined about the events you do, the kind of interviews you do. It became an event when she came on The View instead of just say yes and show up everywhere.
Right.
You know, Trump was showing up everywhere. And
He doesn't show up here.
Not here anymore, but he was on Twitter constantly trying to make that noise and that disruption. And even if it's not good news, at least he was out there. And
The exit polls showed. According to our research department here at ABC News, the state of democracy was the top issue to voters overall. So that's
to Democrat voters.
They voted for a guy who wanted to overthrow the election, who also said he would be a dictator on day one, and they also said that democracy was number one. So I'm concluding that they don't believe him.
It amazes me. It amazes me that after an ass whooping that Democrats had, especially The View had last night, that Sunny Hostin would frame the question the way that she did. Polls show that white women, uneducated white women, voted for Donald Trump. So why would those uneducated white women vote against their own access to abortions? Why? And as much as I don't like Alyssa Farah Griffin for her rhetoric and how she grifts to the left just to appease her co-host, I love the fact that she at least called Sunny out and said, you probably shouldn't frame it that way. It's probably not smart to do that because that's the reason why we're sitting where we are right now, is that type of framing, that type of polarization, that type of judgment, that sticking your nose in the air and acting as though your little elitist ass is a representative of all people. It's not. First of all, your children, Sunny Hostin, go to Harvard University. You make 6 to 7 figures a year. Your husband's a surgeon. You live in a mansion. You are not a typical voter. You don't understand what it's like for the people that are out here in these streets who are really struggling, okay, while you're sitting there collecting checks on a talk show. Race baiting, which is all that you do. And the fact that she is stunned, the fact that any of them are stunned is just laughable to me. It is laughable. And the fact that they're all wearing black, I just love it. Make no mistake about it. Wearing black was definitely their way of protest or a mourning, so to speak. That segment did not disappoint, especially the segment about Latin people. Ana Navarro has been on an insane campaign nonstop about Puerto Rican people and how we're going to vote, and Latino people and what we're going to do. And this whole scare tactics campaign backfired in their face because Latin people came through, okay? 2020, Biden had 32% of the Latino vote nationwide. This time around, only 8%. Only 8%. If that doesn't tell you what is going on here, then nothing will. And to speak to Joy's point about, exit polls show that most voters care about the democracy, so why would they vote for somebody who's against democracy? First of all, I saw those exit polls And it was divided based on Democrats and Republicans. So most Republicans at the exit polls, their main concern was the economy, not saving democracy. And abortion was like low on the list. Democrats, however, their main concern was democracy, followed by abortion.
See?
Okay, so that explains why the voters that you're looking at wanted democracy. It wasn't across the board. First of all, we all want democracy. Let's not be stupid here, right? We all live in a republic that moves on the basis of the will of the people. We all know this. However, when you ask a question like, do you want to save democracy? That's a loaded question because you're only asking it with ulterior motives, which is to say that, well, if you want democracy, you can't vote for Donald Trump because Donald Trump doesn't want democracy. Everybody knows that is exactly why you're asking that question. We're not stupid. But again, the people, by and large, came together and said, we're not falling for that nonsense. We're not falling for it. We do have a republic that works. You may not like it, but it works. And our votes will be heard. And we care more about our families and our economy than abortion, one of the most divisive topics in the nation. And that's what Kamala Harris ran on, abortion. Donald Trump was talking to the will of the people as far as the economy and struggling families and safety for our families.
And it's like, I gotta say, one of the last stunts that Donald Trump pulled at the McDonald's
Oh yeah.
was one of the best ones that I have seen.
It's like,
I mean,
he's really appealing to the working class.
yes. I mean, to show people that he's willing to go and get, his hands like
I mean,
dirty within the lower jobs.
His jokes are like very self-depreciating as well. It's like he doesn't tear other people. He pokes fun at himself. He shows at McDonald's and he's like, well, he's like, as you know, I've never had to work at McDonald's. So, he's like, I thought I'd give it a try.
Yeah.
And I thought that was pretty funny, given that he was a billionaire, And then people were like, well, that was just really insulting because he's like, see, as you know, I never had to work at McDonald's.
Yeah.
I mean, that's old school politicking.
Exactly.
And then he did the dump. He did the dump truck thing for a day too.
Yep.
Got to be in the dump truck and stuff. So.
Yeah, in one of the videos we saw the truck pull up with his name on it, and I guess like after the garbage incident, one of the dump companies came up and was like, "Look what we did! We had your name done up and this and that," and then that's why he wrote in with it.
That's what he was saying.
To do a whole interview with the dump truck.
He had a whole thing that he was talking about. He's like, those things are really tall. And he's like, I was just hoping that I could do it while everybody, I get up into the truck without falling and making a fool of myself.
Yes. But yeah, I was just gonna say with that was a really good one.
Yeah, and I mean, like, there was just kind of like, I don't know. I mean, I don't care if it was a PR stunt or whatever. I mean, everything's a PR stunt.
Exactly.
When you're politicking, but it's like, I thought it was great.
He was willing to do it.
Yeah.
That's all that matters on that.
Like, oh my god, it was like 90 minutes or whatever. I'm like, that's still more than what the other party's putting in. She goes wandering into a convenience store looking for Doritos so that she can appeal to the rest of us.
I know. And then she has, what's the name of that one star that, because she didn't even, Kamala Harris did not even show up to her own, the banquet thing.
The roast thing?
Whatever it was, the one where Trump showed up to, and
the joke thing?
Well, the joke, but it was also something else.
There was the one that was ran by the Catholics.
Yeah, which Trump won the Catholic vote from showing up at that, and Kamala Harris.
Well, how can you, in good conscience, show up at a Catholic event and be supporting, women's health in the way that they are? Because the Catholics are, completely against that.
Exactly.
And they used to even be against birth control. So, I mean, I guess that's why she figured she just shouldn't show up, but look what happened.
But the roast, I think it was the roast, because it was one that she was supposed to show up to. She was almost it
was in her
demanded
report.
to come to, and she didn't show up, and she did that whole skit beforehand with
that was really weird.
what's her name?
Molly Shannon.
Molly Shannon, the whole superstar thing. It's that was so stupid.
It wasn't funny then. It's not funny now. And why the hell bring it back? It's that was so weird. It's
yes.
You could have gone 1,000 different directions, and that's where you went.
Well, because she doesn't know how to be funny, and obviously her writers don't know how to be funny.
No, and like I said, the key is to be self-depreciating. It's
yeah.
The approach that I take is be willing to poke fun at yourself and
Exactly.
You will never see that on the other side. It's always about how great they are, building each other up.
Yes.
Don't make offensive jokes. You know, even Seth MacFarlane, who is a Democrat, still makes self-depreciating jokes.
He does, yes.
And
he's one of the better guys as far as creating TV shows too.
And, like,
he did such a great job at that.
Yeah, I mean, that's standing the test of time, you know, and those
Yeah.
are offensive jokes and everything. So
It's rivaling Simpsons.
yeah, I mean,
Hasn't been on as long.
No, but
it's still coming right up to
I
it.
honestly think it's a better show.
Yeah.
But because he does it smart, you know, it's like it makes you again look things up. And,
Exactly.
You know,
And they predicted a bit too, just like
Simpsons. Really
Simpsons did.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the level that they predict stuff is really weird.
Yeah, it is.
And they did predict this win as well. They did have the sign of Trump 2024
See?
floating around in space in one of the episodes, and it's like, here we are, you know?
Yes, here we are for sure.
And Kamala Harris was running on abortion.
3-4 minutes left.
The entire time. Abortion. You know why that's a stupid thing to run on? A, it's very divisive. B, that isn't a man's issue as far as top priorities. So you're expecting the female vote to carry over. And as we saw, it did not. And you know why? Because not every single woman is a pro-choice, abortion-loving woman. I know, shocking. There actually are pro-life women. There actually are women who don't value the idea of rushing to abortion or using abortion as a form of birth control.
Boom. Exactly what I've said.
And women are not buying this framing of if you don't support killing unborn babies, then you don't support women's rights. That type of talk is no different than if you...
Yes, and the abortion is a very close thing to Dr. Button on myself here. I've got a video on it too that you can go back and check, and I'll tag it if I can find it. But you know, we've gone through it too. When we were younger, I had
one surgical abortion, and then I had one chemical abortion. And you know, the surgical one really stands out because I was something that I was really railroaded into. And now being on both sides of that, it's just like I can't support it. You know?
And it does hurt you. It will haunt you.
You can sit there for 20
and I mean, it's something that we know we shouldn't have done now in retrospect. And we are blessed to be able to have 2 kids after.
Yeah, I mean, even last night when I was getting torn apart from the inside out and ripped in half, I thought about that. I'm like, it doesn't matter the amount of suffering that I have to go through now because of what I did then. You know, it's like it has to come full circle. You have to suffer. You have to make it right.
You do.
You know, I think this is the way to make it right. You know, it's like they want to talk about ideal conditions for having children and money and economics and all that, and none of those come into play when it's time. It's time.
Yes.
And when it's yours, it's yours. And there's very rare circumstances in which you should be able to avoid that. And like we've said, that's never been an issue. If you really have a medically necessary thing, if there's been rape, if there's been incest, there's always been laws in place to protect you.
Yes, there
you
has.
Just don't go to Planned Parenthood to deal with that, you know? I mean,
Planned Parenthood in its own is a big fat scam that should have never been made.
Yeah, and it's freaking, I mean, they want to talk about Black Lives Matter movement. It's like the Black community is the biggest targeted community for Planned Parenthood.
Yes, it is.
And then the Hispanics after that. And Hispanics are more out here in California. Ed already used to offer free abortions to Hispanics, but the rest of us have to pay like $600 to $700 to have it done.
Yeah.
So it's like, you can't tell me that's not just the culling of the herd and some blatant racism, you know?
Exactly.
Margaret Sanger, who started the whole Planned Parenthood thing, she worked with Nazis, like literal Nazis. And her entire policies were built around that, talking about white people versus, you know, Black people.
Yes.
Okay, so this whole Black Lives Matter movement only matters to them in one context, but not that one. It's like this straight up genocide.
Yeah.
You know?
All right, let's get this finished.
If you don't condemn Donald Trump as a Latin person, then you support Hitler. See how stupid that sounds? This polarization, this broad brush that The View loves to do is exactly why they're sitting there today going, what happened? What happened? You guys are out of touch. You guys live in an echo chamber. You guys talk to a liberal audience in New York City and you get cheers every single day. And you thought that little audience and that control group was going to be a reflection of the entire country. And now you're sitting there shocked, unsure what happened. And how did you not learn this already? This happened in 2016. Did it not? This very same thing, the same storyline happened in 2016, not just with 2 women running as the main ticket, but the way the media treated that candidate versus Donald Trump. The bias, the elitist attitude, the looking down on people, calling Trump voters uneducated people. Well, guess what? I guess majority of the country is uneducated because we all voted for Donald Trump in vast numbers. And yes, that guy was right. We all united under Trump, not under Kamala Harris, like you all thought we were going to do. And that's why you guys are sitting there scratching your heads. It's going to be a fun next 4 years because I guarantee you Sunny Hostin is going to lose her mind every single episode. And they are part of the reason as to why Donald Trump is back in the office. They're so tone deaf. It's unreal how tone deaf liberals are, especially those in the media. How do you not learn this lesson? Like how? But here we are again. And it's a lesson that I learned because back in 2016, I could not stand Donald Trump. I didn't vote for Hillary Clinton. I voted third party, but I still was on the hate train for Donald Trump. And then guess what? I woke up and I realized how stupid I sounded and how uneducated I was on main topics. And then when I started to educate myself, I started to realize, wow, was I wrong? And I owned it. But people like Sunny Hostin, who are true elitists, who think that their thoughts and their views and their opinions are the end all be all, they look down on people like us. And that's the truth. And that's why the Democrat Party is losing voters, because they no longer are the party of the people. They are the party of the corporate establishment, elites, liberal educated people who think that their social justice, identity politics, DEI bullcrap is what America wants. And we keep saying, we don't want that. How many times? And they just won't listen. Yeah. That segment was everything I wanted it to be. Let me know in the comments down below what you think of this video and of their reaction. I want to know everything in the comments down below. How you...
All right, that was Curly Boy Chuck. Go check him out if you liked a little bit of what he said. He's got a lot of different things. Good body cam footage that he goes and reviews. Just a lot of stuff. So check him out. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to be calling it here. Thank you for watching. I see that we had quite a few people watching. If you like my work, please like, subscribe, and help us get growing and so that we can reach more people. And remember, I've got my Woke-Ass Wednesdays and then my Factual Fridays. I'll be back Friday, hopefully between 6 and 8 Pacific time. Not sure what we're doing for Friday yet. I will try to post like tomorrow afternoon what I'm going to do as I get stuff together.
I'm sure something will come up.
Yeah. And if there's anything that you guys want me to cover, to go over, to check out, whatever, comment or put a message down for me and I'll see it. So thank you very much. Namaste, ladies and gentlemen. And I will see you all on Friday.
How you interpret what they just said.
Stop. Don't worry. Thank you, Sancho. And Robert, I think you joined earlier, so thank you guys. Have a great night.
Shout out to Chatty Charlie. Hope
Yep.
everything's going well.
Hope you're doing good, Chatty.
And you'll be able to see Baby Amos soon.
Yes.
Just have to wait a little bit. It's like superstition, you know?
Yep.
Wait, I have to keep moving now. You're going to be one of those.
Yep.